flabbergasted. I told you to keep your mouth shut. I said it in the comment section. I said
he screenshot it and sent it to me.
I am betrayed.
That's hilarious, actually.
That's not friendship. That's not how it works. I will be having words with one Diego.
Also, isn't this episode 3?
What did I say? It's not the official title. No, is it? No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yes.
What did I call it?
2. So it was 2.
It's not. When it comes out, I'm recording already. When it comes out, it'll say episode 3.
Are we doing this again?
No, I can actually edit this time. Although they seem to really love that we don't. Huh?
I said she's been playing a lot. She knows how to do that stuff now.
Yeah. Oh. But they were very excited about our lack of editing. It was very amusing to everyone.
That was really funny. I think it was because we talked so much about editing it and then nothing got edited.
Yes, that is correct. As a listener, that is correct. It was hilarious to me. I was like, they're not editing this out. Like I know it. I know them, and this is not happening.
There were so many good intentions there.
In our defense, we're like super gung-ho when we're filming. And then once we're done filming, we're like, yeah, we got other things to do.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I remember that I had like a whole last job and things, and then I'm like, oh shit.
And I just wanted to get it up. I felt like if we didn't get it up, it wasn't going to get done. It was for April. The first one was in April.
Mm-hmm. We even made a comment that if Shannon was the one to edit it, it was going to take 2 months to get out. Shannon was not the one to edit it. We ended up not editing it and went out 3 months later.
So there's that.
Also, Shannon, I'm really liking that you have your own little wind. It's like really blowing,
beautiful.
Like the hair in the wind, kind of.
She Beyonce'd into the square.
It's very I am the moment.
Look.
I think you are lagging. It's freaking me out. It feels like those weird.
It's like her hair is waving, but her mouth is not moving, and it confuses me.
It's freaking.
I made a mistake.
Okay. What did you do?
I tried to put on a virtual background, and now my computer froze.
Oh, don't do it. I tried to. Go turn it off. You can.
Yeah, I did the last time too.
Yeah, the settings below, you can turn it off. Oh, no, is that a virtual background? Turn off your camera.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Hold on. It's doing something.
Okay, we really do have to edit this out.
Luckily, it's the beginning, so you can just push it.
Yeah.
You did it. That is a virtual background.
You want a virtual background?
I own a piano.
So proud of herself right now.
It's probably going to make you lag, though. It did the same thing to me. Like, I ruined a whole reaction lagging because of virtual background. I was very unhappy about that. How do I make that go away?
I'm sad. I almost was the proud owner of a grand piano and a fireplace.
Almost.
Sorry,
and like a standing fireplace? This is a home? I don't understand.
It was like one of those model homes.
Okay.
You know, the fancy white couches and all that nobody sits on.
Just a fireplace just out.
Guys, I might do this one. Let's be a little bit more dramatic with the wind.
Yes, because that's what you need. More drama. That's exactly what you need.
Okay, I know we wanted to rage. How are we doing this? Where's your crayons?
Okay, yes. I have it. Okay, so should we like introduce the episode now? This is so that you know where to edit. This is hold on.
That's what I do.
That's what I do.
This is where you edit, okay? You see where this pops up on the screen?
You see it? I'm keeping this.
So funny.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
on this episode of what are we called? Not Another BL Podcast. And the episode number.
It's 3. Shut up. Shut up. I'm tired.
Incorrect. Anyways, it's episode 3. I'll just roll it us in. Today's episode is about rage. Oh, there needs to be an explanation.
We
So,
should introduce.
oh fuck, who are we? All right.
I love you. I love you. So there's that.
Do we introduce the guest first? Here we go.
Introduce yourselves and then introduce me. Introduce yourselves and then me.
I got it. Thank you, Sarah. I'll go first. I'm talking. I'm Shannon, no gossip girl. I'm found on. Oh, I know how to do this. TikTok. Where else? Instagram. I have a Twitter.
She does have that.
Next.
Hey guys. Oh my God. Hi. We said we would be better at this. Hi.
Incredible.
BL Chef / Kelly. And I am on TikTok. And I'm on those places too, but I'm terrible on all of them. I'm really just most consistent on TikTok. And I did join Threads and I played for like 3 days and then I went dark. So, do what you want. Follow me wherever. I might be there sometimes. Okay, next.
I'm Red is Trying, also known as Heatherly or Red, depending on who talks to me. And I'm found on all the places as Red is Trying, including Patreon and Instagram and all that stuff. So you'll find me somewhere. I'm somewhere all the time.
And our guest today, like I'm making it exciting.
Are you actually? Am I pointing the correct way this time?
Nope.
No.
Introduce yourself, guest. Woo, 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 woo.
Hi, I am Agasse Sarah on TikTok and Twitter, and I'm BL Agasse Sarah on Instagram because somebody already had Agasse Sarah, and I'm bothered by it. Anyway, yeah, good job, Shannon. I make TikToks about BL things, and I talk to them a lot on all of the things.
Yeah, you do.
I yell about Earth Mix a lot.
Yeah, you.
That
Sarah also
deserved.
rages with me.
Yes, I do. I do that.
We rage.
Okay, now Shannon.
Oh, rage. Okay, so here's where we're gonna go. I don't know how to describe it. The dictionary definition of rage.
Oh, we're starting
I
there.
don't know because I didn't look it up. But anyways, so what we were talking about is like in fandoms. No, I don't even fucking know if it's a fandom thing. Okay, you know when you see something that is so ridiculously cute that you just want to like destroy something?
That's not even rage. That's cute aggression, you fruitcake.
I mean,
I'm surprised it is rage.
I would describe our rage as in get a room, you rude, in love people. It's ridiculous. It's not fair. I get it. You're in love. So cute. Whatever.
Oh.
We get it.
Thank you. I remembered why we were angry. Yeah. Okay. That's accurate.
Bilkin, pee-pee,
Mhm.
or the mix.
Yes.
The freaking GeminiFourth video today. I gotta be quiet. GeminiFourth video today. Like,
How dare they? The look they just had.
So what's happening here? Wow.
well,
I don't know that this has gotten better. We've just evolved in a new way. But
you
wait,
added
no, right?
another ADHD person to this. You do know.
We were raging today at the level of adorably cuteness of a lot of content that is
I
consistently
remembered.
go ahead, go.
No. Continue, and I'm gonna build.
Consistently coming out over the last, I don't know. I think you said it or I said it, Shannon, we were like I think it was you, Shannon, was like, what happened to the way things used to be? It was used to be like awkward and
Oh,
and,
how dare
and we
they?
were like, oh,
Absolutely.
they were made to go sit in this room together and make us
Yeah.
believe they want to make out. We don't, but we're along for the ride. But now they like enjoy each other's company and they're all a little messy and they don't even just mess around with each other. It's just a group. It's just a group thing of just a lot. And I don't understand how we got here and it's too much and it makes us want to rage.
The term JoongDunking could not have existed in the age of pure fan service.
Yes.
No.
We are out of the age of fan service and we are in the age of we're going to be chaotic and authentic in your faces. And so now they're just JoongDunking everywhere. They're PondPhuwinning everywhere. They're earth mixing in my business.
All of the audacity.
Appreciate it.
And it is like, how dare they? This is okay. We're back. Bilk and PP. Now I'm remembering why we got here. So let me explain, because there's another avenue of this, and it is not only where it's like, oh wow, okay, because yes, it used to be fan service. Fan service was scripted. They would all had like the same little phrases they would use. You knew it, and it was very much kept to like. If they were doing fan service shows or lives or all these things, and people would be goofy and stuff on social media, but it was not necessarily, you always knew there was like a line. There was really like this line people went across.
Right.
And then fan service kind of got like a little bit more intense. And then it hit a point, where's my hair? Okay. And then it hit a point where I think people thought fan service was getting intense, but then it turned out that these people just like enjoyed working with one another and were having a really good time with like their coworkers, and they were having a blast, and they were like being paid to have a really good time. And that's what we were seeing. And now that is the motherfucking era that we are in. How dare they? Okay. How dare they? Because now we have the stupid, I'll give an example because this will be the Bilkin one, where he is talking about PP and he's caught driving his car, waving at fans. Bilkin is driving PP's car, waving at fans. In an interview, he says PP's the one who handles all the maintenance of the cars, like their cars. He just handles all of it. And then he had the audacity in that interview to then be like, yeah, we talk sometimes.
The next day.
Like, how? And I'm glad they're having a fun time, but how dare you? And then on top of it, we have people like all the other ones who you name dropped, where it is, with like GeminiFourth, where they do a live, right? They're doing a live, and then Fourth is like, oh, I have a song. I'm gonna sing Gemini's song, and then Gemini is just staring into this camera, and that man was either like lost in his own thoughts or so in tune to Fourth that it was just like, stop it.
It's that part.
Stop it. Like,
it felt way more like that part.
It's Fourth being like, or Perth being like, oh, you got the same guitar as Gemini freaking out about it, and Fourth being like, yeah, I did it on purpose because I wanted us to have the same one, and Gemini being like, oh. Like, got me shitting me. Got me shitting me.
It's the tank saying, Phuwin, get out of the frame.
It's like, no.
Yeah. I can't. I cannot.
It's Mark. It's Mark doing a live and being like, yeah, guys, like, we're actors. We can act with anyone. Like, if you want this kind of ship, you get Neo and Mark. And if you want this kind of ship, it's Mark and Ford. And then this one is Mark and, I forgot her name that he's paired with. And then someone mentioned him and like him and Cow, and he was like, except that one. He's like, not that one. No. He was like,
and they're
absolutely not.
And then the comments are like, how about Earth? And he's like, no. And then the comments were like, what about Fourth? And he thought about it and he was like, next.
He's like, we can be paired with anyone except these very specific people.
Where he's like,
we can't be paired with them.
Yeah. Because their partner will kill him. Like he was like, I give her my
that was my favorite part. It was like, no, I do not. No. I value my person.
Hit him. Oh my god, I died.
That was new. I was like, okay, but okay. That makes me think of Top Tap when Shannon was trying to make him and Max the thing. And Top Tap was like, "Could you not do this right now? Because
Yes,
that
I'm
man's
worried.
soul is coming home, and I don't want this in my space."
He literally, Top Tap was like, I know him. He's my friend. And he was like, he's in New York.
My favorite part is like there was no reason. There technically on all of that, there was no reason why they couldn't be paired for a ship. And he's like, "No, that man's coming home." I was like, "That man's coming home in September? You have a whole like there's time for a ship."
And people were
And
like,
it's
"Down for it."
technically not a ship anymore. So like, what does him
Yeah.
coming home mean, sir?
It
What
was
does
very
that have
entertaining
anything?
response.
That was one of my favorite things ever. And just so everyone knows, I will continue the Max Top Tap everything because
Keeps him
because
entertained.
I want them in more shows, and I'm hoping beyond hope that the outing has something. Because if we go by what Max says, it's a very promiscuous character. So I'm just hoping he's promiscuous with the people I want him to be promiscuous with.
Isn't he supposed to be with Nonco?
He says he hooks up with a lot of people, and he shared a tent with Non-Cole. And then he said that Non-Cole had the best abs, had amazing abs or something. And I was like, does he, Max?
He
Does
see
he
things
have
in that
amazing
tent.
abs?
I'm assuming that tent has visuals.
There's a lot of filming at a pool. I'm like going off of everything I know about this show. So, yeah.
I just, on the one hand, I am appreciating the shift. Remember when the new gen came in and we were like, things
they're
are changing.
different.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm going to give him credit because before we knew this group, it was New came in like a wrecking ball, and he.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know people have strong feelings, but this is not about your feelings. This is just about what happened. And what happened is Nunu came in and he was like, "What? And what? I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to act the way I want."
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be like scared or weird about all this stuff. And like, I felt like that was one of the shift moments.
Nuno literally said, "Let me get my man," and
He's
then
like,
he
I can have it all.
did
He's like, I can have it all. I'll do it.
casually.
I
Guys,
think
like it's the part that makes it ragey is that it's not just the ones that like were already being super lovey-dovey and ridiculous. I saw a video today, and I don't remember if it was in our group chat or another one, but I saw a video today of Book pulling Force back from
Yeah.
That was our group
Oh,
chat.
by the neck.
The neck.
Yes.
And I'm like, when did you get possessive? When did this start?
You were kicking him
friends.
the other day for kissing your cheek. Why are you grabbing his neck?
When
I
who was
thought-
Force talking to? Was it
Mhm.
Ford?
It was Ford.
Ford.
Gemini.
Yeah.
It was
Ford,
Gemini.
like Mark
And
Ford.
somebody
Ford.
had made a joke, and
Oh,
somebody
it's
had made a comment
Ford.
about, yeah, he said Force Ford, and Book's hands went grab, yanked him back, and was like, okay, alrighty then.
I was like, Bookie, when did you get so possessive? Like you've always, but it's like this is so much more.
I think after he sat through like 3 interviews of Force explaining how Neo and him broke the, what is it called? The ice with one another. I think there was only so many of these types of interviews that Book was like, yeah, no, I'm fucking done. Okay. Keep him away from Ford.
Force is not allowed to talk to any more people.
Yeah. Only Friends, had a big impact.
Well,
Also, understand completely now why Neo would be like, hey, I'm just going to take my shirt off and break the ice with you. Because
with our mouths.
some ice clearly broken between them.
Well, and they did that with A Boss and a Babe. It started with A Boss and a Babe because they had some, for GMMTV, fairly decent, spicy things happen in A Boss and a Babe.
I know.
And now,
I mean, they broke
P.
his leg,
JoJo,
so.
P. JoJo
Yeah.
has gotten the green light to do whatever he wants. And now that I've seen the trailer, I'm like, how can this air on GMMTV? That's what I'm.
Yeah, how can it air on GMMTV? Even if
Maybe they're
not
just-
even YouTube.
They're just going to take the complaints. No, I don't know.
Have less butts than Playboy? I don't know.
The fact that
I've been trying to
the
figure that out. I'm
writer,
still trying to figure out how Playboy is going to get played. I don't know.
I have no idea.
the writer was like, for the things I couldn't talk about on GMMTV or like show, I put in Playboy. And I was like, okay.
I love that.
That's a
So
lot.
I was like, let me map that out to figure out how to.
I
So
saw
then
some things in these trailers, but okay.
So does that make the stories connected? And then how crazy is
No.
that?
No, I think it's
No.
just like there's things he wanted to talk about, and he put them in separate ones.
Yes, but if you frame it like that, it would be wild to say that Playboy and OnlyFriends are then connected.
They went down 2 different subways. Okay,
Yeah.
let's just.
Maybe they're in the
Very
same
different friend
world,
group.
but different friend, very different friend groups. Very different.
Very different friend groups.
I'm very excited for these shows now, especially now that we know that Playboy has a plot. I know people like that is exciting.
It is though. It is for me.
I've been looking forward to these shows for like a long time, even though Playboy has confused the heck out of me.
Oh
since,
my god!
since the very first drop, I'm like, what is this for? Because they didn't even say it was for a show when they first started dropping pictures. They're just like dropping pictures and putting Playboy over them, and they had to keep doing it because it kept getting
Their
taken
Instagram
down.
picture is canceled. Yeah.
All of them kept getting taken down because the hashtag kept getting like banned because of Playboy.
They've spent the last 2 months edging us as an audience. I'm serious. Every
Pink shame, Kelly.
because they kept
She put it in the right words. I was like, I didn't post it.
because
You're absolutely right.
every picture they would drop, and then they kept saying "coming soon," and we all kept being like, "When
Well.
is soon? Because I need to see it."
And
When is soon?
what is coming?
The pictures kept getting more and more unhinged.
And confused. They
So,
were not
like,
connected.
At
At
first,
all.
no, it did not. Because like at first, it was like, oh, obviously there was going to be. Oh, do we have to censor what we say on this, or are we cool?
No.
I don't know. I think I say it's not for kids.
Okay, cool. So like you knew it was like going to be about sex, and then what happened was some of the photos, and everyone was like, "What is this show about?" Because so far all we know is it's like about sexy time. And then I remember literally when all of a sudden like baseball bats were involved and like locker rooms, and we're like, "It's a sports show." Wasn't that a part of the description where they literally said
Yeah.
it was like a sports show? And we were like, "Oh."
Description's very loosely placed because until this week there wasn't a description
wasn't a
to be had.
Mhm.
Well, and
It
the
was
prior
Exploring things through intimate times, and I'm like, exploring.
Yes. It was like the mysteries of sex. And I was like, so the sex is the mystery? What?
well, and then in previous descriptions, they also said in the wild world of teenagers, and we were all like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
were
when
like,
I was like, let
Pardon
me
me?
take a few steps back. I don't want another one of the what's that
We
show
don't
that
need
I
another
Hit
hit
Fight
fight love. We don't need another
Yeah.
hit
We don't
fight
need
love.
another one of those. Done.
So
It's
again.
fine.
I said this in the one video I posted today, but I was like, Copy Bangkok normally comes out with really pretty good shows, and they talk about more serious issues, all this kind of stuff. They are not fantastic at marketing.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I forgot what I was telling you guys about.
We're talking about the story plot of Playboy is what
You
we were
said-
talking about.
Copy Bangkok is bad at marketing, which you're
Oh,
correct.
why? Like, and I mean this as like someone who has enjoyed their shows. They are not great at it. Because remember War of Why, where we were like, oh wow, this seems like it's gonna be like this, and then it started. We are like, this is one of the most like depressing things
And traumatic.
to watch, and
Yes.
so
Traumatic.
and
It was the
nothing
most
prepped us
triggering
for that.
things. I was like, and they didn't trigger Warren anything.
No, they
and-
really didn't.
Nothing they released really prepared us for like the seriousness of that show. It was just
No.
like, oh,
And also, I feel like we were unprepared for how much we could recognize the situations that were occurring in the show as things that had happened in real life. And it was like, am I watching what I think I'm watching right now? And how real is it to life? Am I learning the behind the scenes of that incident? It was like,
and then
Yeah.
they end the show with, what would you say if we told you all these stories were true? And I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
I would say, whoa, dude. Like, what are we
and
doing
I feel
here?
so bad because
Yeah.
they had such good like stories
Oh,
in
yeah.
general that needed to be
Great
said and told and
actors.
like talked about, and they had great acting and things like that. But they didn't warn anybody that that is what they were getting, and so many people dropped off because they couldn't handle it week after week being bombarded with that kind of triggering stuff.
Yeah.
I was just like,
There
you
wasn't
can't do
enough
that to
breathe.
people.
Yeah, there wasn't enough room to breathe through it. It was very triggering. Like,
And they did not
very
have like,
triggering.
you know, where like you'll get like fluff episodes where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, what a nice. There
Didn't
were
happen.
no fluff episodes.
Nope.
There was barely
Like-
fluff in the pieces, like in the
Yeah.
middle of the episodes. Like there was some where you're like, oh, they get to have fun, but like the entire time, you know, something bad has happened because of this.
Yeah.
Like you didn't get to feel like it was fun because you already knew what the consequences were.
I feel like it was very. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go.
I feel like there was very much. I have a purpose. I have a thing. I need to get all of this information on the page and dealt with, but it was so much so that the actual viewer, what that meant for us as viewers wasn't fully taken into account, and so a lot of us were just like, whoa. And it's not because we can't handle like important topics or information. It's just when you're dealing with stuff that's sensitive to people who maybe have been through those things, then you got to take some care.
Or at
Yeah.
least warn them that it's coming, like that it's in the
just
show.
a warning.
Even if it's not like in this episode, well, it talks about these. You can just put it at the beginning of the show, like credits or whatever.
Yeah.
Preferably translated for the like somebody translate that is a trigger warning. That way, everybody walks into it knowing that that's what's going to happen. And if they choose to ignore it, that's on them, I guess. But like, warn people, you know.
I think they did that because Playboy now had on the trailer had that warning.
Yeah.
So I think that was what. So I think they started figuring out some stuff because like War of Y was a really good show. Sorry, it was a really good show, and it was like, oh, this is great acting. Like it had really good plot, storytelling, all this kind of stuff. It was just very intense. Like so intense. And so I'm looking at Playboy. I'm like, okay, we have a warning now. But what I think is funny is like we're like, oh, Playboy, there's a warning. We still didn't know what the plot was. So I made my video where I was like, guys, this is the plot, and like this is what the writer has said, and all this kind of stuff. And people were like, oh, I might watch it now. I was like, what?
I saw that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, oh, I'm more interested than I was. Like, I probably would have watched it either way, but I wasn't like, it wasn't enough for me. I need something else going on there. So now that I like,
Well, it changed
follow
for
that
I'll
thread.
watch eventually. Like I have shows that I see them get promoted, and I'm like, that sounds interesting, but it doesn't look like one I have to watch each week.
Yeah,
It looks like one I can watch. I can start in the middle of the season or at the end of the season or sometime, when I have time, and I'll just marathon through it. This one actually seems now that we have an actual plot that makes sense and like something that I want to follow. I want to see it each week. Like I level my shows like that so that I can watch things, but like people don't do that. They're like they're interested and then they forget about it.
Yeah.
So it's like you either have to hook them with something, and I
Yeah.
get what they're trying to do with their hook, but at the same time you're going to hook them in with that, and then they're going to get bombarded with everything that's about to happen in that show, and it's going to go very wrong again.
Well, and
Yeah.
specifically with Playboy, before we had a plot, I was like, are we currently with this show fulfilling the stereotype that is pervasive of BL watchers just watch for the sex scenes and not for any of the content or any of the, to further queer rights or bring up issues or whatever. So I was like, when they finally gave us a plot, I was like, oh, so we are going to be addressing like serious concerns with the spice on top. Because I also think that's a stereotype that bothers me for a variety of reasons. But one of them is I am the kind of person that, yeah, sure, I read romance novels, I read fan fiction. I am not somebody that can continually read like a 20 chapter fic that is just smut every single chapter. I need plot. There has to be something more because then I just get bored with the sex. I have a very loud cat.
Okay, I was wondering who's cat. I was like, someone's like real into this.
Someone
shit.
does not agree with your assessment of a 26.
She's our little Iranian princess, and she's kind of mouthy, and it is what it is. We love her.
Like, I want 20 pages, chapters of
Yeah,
smut.
and she probably does. I am not interested.
I was excited after seeing the plot one because I really love mysteries. Like I really love mysteries. And so I was like, yes. And then I don't know. I know Kelly does. I don't know if everyone else now follows the writer on Twitter. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm not yet, but I should.
He's a good time, man. You
Yeah.
should follow
I was
him.
like,
It's a lot.
like, why didn't you come across my feed before? You're
He is
hysterical.
like coming at you.
And what I liked was one of the things he said was that, and I think JoJo mentioned this also, where because I don't think any of us have any problem with smut or spiciness in BLs. Like I'm like, no.
Whatever.
But I remember when everyone was hearing about Only Friends, and then people were
That's right.
getting mad about the level of spice that was going to be in this show, and they like were saying like they don't want it, and it makes it look. They were trying to say that it makes the community look bad. And I remember it was JoJo or someone just was like firing back at everyone, and then even this writer. I feel so bad. I don't know his name. I just keep calling him the writer, but even he was saying that like.
It's not
Using
his
the
name
shows to
on
talk
Twitter.
about sex and to like show a more realistic experience portrayal of the community, and especially in Thailand. And I was like, yes, well, I'm so excited. Like,
Wow.
this is exactly what we've been wanting, what we've been excited to have.
I don't some of the so it's like it's two ends of the spectrum because on the one hand you don't want to like feed into the stereotype, right?
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, on the other hand, it's like there are stories like gay men are sleep with each other. Like, why are we acting like that's not a thing in because well, it's the difference between, and I don't want to say the difference between, but some people's perception of BL versus queer shows. And I think we're in a very interesting kind of precipice point here of people who have started watching BL who are craving more queer stories, more queer people creating BL content, and then your run of the mill BL watcher who's just looking for I don't even want to say I don't know what typical BL is anymore. Like we're in a weird amorphous stage. To me.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot more variety, I would say, which is really exciting. Like I'm super excited to see it. That so many more shows are getting greenlit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that GMMTV was like, yeah, go for it. Don't hold back. I was like,
Shocked.
what?
Yeah. That news dropped, and you were on live, and this was before I could go live. And I went in the comments, and I was like, Shannon. And you were like, what? And that was the day that I had the like. Because I was yelling and I kept putting a bunch of comments in, the filter kept filtering my freaking comments. And finally I got it out that like JoJo had gotten the green light, and you were like,
I was very excited because I agree with him, and I agree with the writer of the shows that there seems to be some people who really want to, I'm not sure if I'm going to use the right word. I forget what word they use, but it's almost like purify these stories and make them very chaste and just like this idea that you have to only tell these stories if it all comes off as like morally correct. Everything has to be pristine. And then it's like, well, no, because that's not really steeped in reality. Like we like fluffy ones. There's always going to be room for fluffy ones because everyone likes. Well, I'm not gonna say everyone, but a good chunk of people like those. But I'm really excited to just see more just raw versions of these shows because it's I don't know, like what I'm 30, okay. I don't want this like watered down little like. And then we stared into each other's eyes, and it was like love.
You though. I do want that, but I want
Theo get kicked
I want it
over
all. I want it all.
the
It's a similarity with, it's one of those things that I notice as a similarity between the BL community and K-pop. When I came over to BL from K-pop, I was like, oh my God, no, the people that think all of these men are virgins, it's here. They're here again. Like when I got into K-pop, you know, GOT7 is my top group. You guys know that. Hence the Agase part of my
Never have guessed.
username.
That's what
But-
that's from?
Yeah, because it's, yeah. Okay, I'll explain that to you later. But one of the first fandom fights that I ever witnessed, like within the fandom, was all these people that were like, because somebody had a dating scandal, and they were like, but there are literal people who, these men are almost 30 years old. They are hot, and they are surrounded in this very small community full of other hot people, and there was this group of people who started all this drama in the fandom, being like, they're virgins, they've never been with any, and I was just like, come again? You think Jackson Wang is a virgin? Try again until you get it right. I can list every single member of GOT7, and I'll tell you right now, they are not virgins. That there's not a virgin among them. Don't play that game with me. And then I come to BL, and I'm thinking, oh, everybody's on the same page, like hot people in a small community of hot people. Sex is happening.
Oh yeah.
No, and then they have these shows, and they're like, oh, yeah, I saw it most with Oxygen. They're like, this is so nice because they're just not having sex. There's no like, it's all not all about the sex. And I'm like, this is boring. They have no personalities. There's nothing happening here. It's not that, you know, having too much sex is not great, but also like having no sex and acting like they are virgins is unrealistic, and it's not even a fantasy. It's just like what the fuck is going on here?
I was making videos where I kept telling people, I was like, these are real humans. They drink and they have sex and they like probably smoke and do these other things. So everyone breathe.
I'm tickled by, and actually the first round, is anyone watching Be My Superstar? And it's not the best of all shows, and his first like little dream sequence was a bit much for me, where I was just like, woof, dude, K.
It
Like,
lasted too long.
Hilarious, but I appreciate, like, I don't know if you guys saw today's episode, spoiler alert,
it's fine,
but he this is gonna sound weird, but he could not handle being alone with
Yeah.
like it just he couldn't keep himself together,
right?
And was physically having a hard time, and he spent 3 days with this man bent over pulling his shirt down. And on the one hand, I'm like, oh, this is absolutely ridiculous, but on the other hand, I'm like,
oh, there it
yes.
is.
And yes, for some, in certain situations, yes. So that's why I was just like, I'm okay with this.
Well, and we're watching that happen with GL, with, at least at Me Mind Why, with Wedding Plan, because that lesbian couple in Wedding Plan are so cutesy. I'm getting like, I'm ODing on sugar. It's too much. I'm like, be a little more realistic. You are not this like, oh, please. I can't.
Listen, it's our time. Okay, it's our time.
I am down for the women in love with women. I just need it to be less like.
No, we gotta have it all now.
We
okay?
have
we gotta have it all.
Rooms.
All.
Have
There will be.
separate rooms.
There will. Okay, we gotta have it all. I want so
Kiss on the
many
cheek.
that we can finally be like, wow, there's just like an oversupply of all the different kinds.
So there you're like,
But so far we don't have the other kinds. We just have the cutesy. Both of the GLs that we've had out are very cutesy and
They should
very
be
much
allowed
like
to
constant
fuck.
sugar.
You gotta start somewhere.
I know.
That's
That's why I'm supporting it all. Though honestly, the wedding
Yes.
plan, I like the wedding plans.
I like
Yeah, I'm
it.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm
Having a good time with that.
I am really
Hash browns and all.
because they had said they were like, oh, there's gonna be lesbians in OnlyFriends, and I was like, okay. And then I watched the trailer. Now I'm like, I swear to God, I just want these women to be happy and healthy. And if these motherfucking men drag them down, I'm gonna be so pissed. If they also take out the lesbians, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad.
But like, okay.
So the amount of confusion everybody keeps saying that when they see that it's Nani, and I'm like,
Oh, young, right? How old is she?
I was just like, is this
I have
happening?
a phone. Let me
18,
Google.
19,
How old is she?
She's Phuwin's age.
18.
I've learned.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not okay.
Yeah, she's 18.
But
18,
yeah,
19.
when she showed up on screen, I literally paused it and I was like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And I went to her Instagram and I was like, compare. And I'm like, oh my God, it's right.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
right.
you said it in the chat. I was like,
Yeah.
there was too much happening. I missed the whole Noni.
I knew it was gonna happen anyway because Nanon is not quiet when he remembers things. He has. I'm not saying he has Tourette's, but he reminds me of somebody like that when he like suddenly like somebody was talking about OnlyFriends. He's like, "Oh right, Nani." I mean, Mark said this thing. I was like, "Dude."
And it's right there.
What?
I couldn't Google her
Okay.
because it just kept bringing me Nanon.
Oh gosh.
I tried.
She's.
I guess-
Is Phuwin's old. Is Phhuwin only 18?
He's 19.
Wow.
19.
Okay, I was about to say. I thought he was older than 18.
Wait,
No, he's
He
not.
just
He's
turned
older.
20?
He's like 20.
He just turned
he
20.
turned 20.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I was getting really confused. I was like, did I miss some time in the? Did I go back?
I remember 19. I forgot his birthday was this month.
It
last
just
month.
happened. Yeah. Oops.
Okay.
Man, these are young ones.
He's still baby.
He
That's
is.
okay, and that's my thing with the whole virgin thing is I'm like, you have all of these young men who, scientifically speaking, are at their peak, and you're telling me they're not
Oh.
doing things. Let's not play games here. They are. And then like it's like with step by step, like if you think Jing hadn't had sex before, that man was grown and gorgeous. Like he wasn't just
Oh.
sitting around waiting for Pat. Like, bitch, please. I
Took
can't.
me a minute. I forgot I was like, who's
Which-
Jing? Because he's man in my mind.
Yeah,
know, right?
me too. I was like,
I know.
I was like, what are you talking about?
What I find funny is we were gonna talk about our rage at how freaking cute they all are, and we've shifted into
still
like
are.
things I'm like ragey about that are real, like very real. Like-
Well, we just said rage. We didn't really identify
That's true.
rage.
I have more cute rage because I was thinking about freaking because we haven't done this since freaking Earth popped up in his room at 3 a.m. with Mix.
oh my
That's
God,
right.
you're correct. A lot happened. Hold on, I'm gonna put on the higher wind. First off, okay, I just with those two. No. I made the video where I was like, Mix is doing some bullshit again. Yes. Oh, and then someone misunderstood and they were like, just let him be happy. And I was like, I've got nothing against his happiness. All right. But it makes me furious.
Why does he have to put his happiness in my face?
That's
Okay.
fucking duck. Listen, why? Why
I
is
love
my
that
happiness
so
now so connected to these two grown ass men and a fucking duck and their cats? Where? How? How did we get here? How did I get here?
I got
want-
caught smiling the other day about a fucking duck and a cat, and I was like, I don't understand why I got here and how I got here, and I don't like that I got here and how I got here.
That I'm getting tagged in duck
Wait.
videos now. It's like you did ducks to here today, and I'm not mad about it. I'm like, oh, thank you for telling me about the duck.
It was
I
like,
feel like-
and then everyone was like, we were worried about the duck. And I was like, we were. Why?
I think Mix should toss the duck. Anyway, I am
How
the
do
only
I
one
keep
here
her
who's
off
like,
of this?
That's one way to kill rage into a different way. Jeez,
Wow.
Sarah.
what? I said what I said. Freaking Mix is stressed all the hell, and Earth is like in his face with the duck.
The duck is
Right.
at home with Earth. It's
Throw
fine.
the duck away.
I'm
if
gonna
you
say
He gets to
The
keep it
duck
in
is
his
in the
house.
storage house,
Yes,
and
no,
we're
if
just
he
gonna go.
can
with
keep it in the storage house, it's fine. No, but I feel like people think that my reaction to like Earth Mix things is like, oh my god, look, it's so cute. And I need people to understand, and this is where I'll come out with it. My reaction to Earth and Mix things when they do that fuck shit is,
Mhm.
holy god, get the fuck away from me right now.
Yeah.
My response is, fuck you guys. Why? Come on with this.
Yeah.
Every day it's something else. Every day it's something else. Now,
I
am
had
I
As a
coming?
married person, I should not scream. Stop making me feel single every time I see these people show up. Like, I am happily married, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. I'm okay. I don't need to be saying, why do you make me feel single? And I'm not single.
And
I'm
I
like,
want to clarify for the fandom before they get confused by my words and think I'm legitimately angry and being mean to them.
No.
It is overwhelming to me how happy I am when I see them
Mhm.
happy. It is so
Weird, man.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
I am like ragey about it because they're so
How dare they?
in love. It's so
dare they?
happy together. They make each other so freaking happy. What the fuck?
This. I have a great example of this. This is like when Z had his birthday concert, and he was talking about Nunu, and he goes, "He's my limited edition, just for me, like special person." And I said, "Fuck you." And I was like,
I forgot about that.
I was so mad. I was like, enough is enough. Limited edition. Come on. Like,
I was
what are
like,
we doing? Are we
"Get the
picking
fuck
out
away
a
from me."
thesaurus at this point to just find creative ways to describe Nunu? No, I've had enough. Pick a term. You can have 2 terms, and you can use those terms, and we're not going to whip out new ones because I'm not going to be emotionally invested anymore. And then I have to be like,
I have
distance.
there's too many with Bilkin because he's very effusive, but there are masterpieces and everyone can be their own masterpiece, but there is no masterpiece like PP.
Oh,
He
hell
is
no.
no one
Shut up.
can
No,
like
God
and
damn no.
it, there
Yeah.
is no, and he's like, and then he starts detailing it. It's his style. It's the way
No.
and it's attractive.
Shut
That
the
is what that
fuck
man
up,
said.
Bilkin.
He's
Shut
his
the
own
fuck
masterpiece.
up.
And it's attractive.
Immediately no.
Listen, I have this one friend who's a Zonthon, and they will like send me cute stuff that Z and Nunu do, and I have now started responding to them with ways that I will get back at Z and Nunu, and I'm like, when I find someone, I will
Noni is
post
20.
us doing cute things, and then I will tag them in it. And this will be my revenge. Okay, my revenge is going to be like, see, I can do it too. Okay, you don't know
Not
who I am, but I
related
can
to
do it
any of
too.
this, but Nani is 20. She turned 20 in February.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh,
you
so
were
she-
right.
okay, I thought she
You're
was
Yeah.
the same age. You just got the age wrong. But
Yeah.
you were right to
Like,
say
I'm
the same.
the same age. So confused.
Right, okay.
You were on
Well,
the right track.
Going back to the okay, enough already stuff.
Yeah.
Like Mix and Earth, when Earth brings up, well, I went to bed at this time. Well, I slept on the couch. The couch. They bring up, I can't do the couch anymore. I'm like, oh, were you on the couch? Oh, were you on the couch? The couch that you love, the couch that you roll around in, the couch that you
Oh my
that
God.
you prefer to a
You
bed.
sound like
The
Crump
couch?
trying to describe
No.
things.
The minute that man did an interview and they were like, what do you do like when you guys are at the house? He's like, oh, we like do like facials and we watch shows and roll around on the couch. And the fact that multiple translators were like, yeah, he literally said roll around on the couch. And I was like, fuck you. What are you doing this for? Like
They just
I want to
say
go
things-
back. I want to go back to the script. Okay. The script
Yes.
that they had where they would be like, oh yeah, we're like Pinong, but like more. I want to go back to the script.
To be fair, Earth and Mix were never on the script.
No.
They refused the script. They
They
threw the
tried.
script
That
away.
was part of the problem.
You should have seen the horror on people's
Well, half
faces
of
in
them was
early
on the
videos.
script. The
where
other
they
half was
refused the
less
script.
on the script.
They refused the script. The thing is, what gets me the ragiest is when they say things so casually, as if it's totally normal and totally fine. And I'm like,
the
You're
fans.
just sharing a car because you just like, he just picks you up like, Earth just he. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got myself there, Kelly. I did it.
Okay.
Okay, that Earth Mix Space episode where Earth goes to pick up Mix from school, and then he's the person in the back. I think it was Pinan was in the back, and he was like, "So how often do you pick him up?" And he's like, "Oh, I've only picked him up like once or twice." Meanwhile, he drives exactly to where he knows exactly where Mix is. First of all, and second, then you have all these people on Twitter who are Earth Mix stans retweeting tweets from people who have seen Mix on campus and talking about how there's this tall, dark-skinned, handsome man who picks Mix up all the time. All the time. And everybody thinks he's his boyfriend. And I'm like, yeah, Earth, you've only been there like
Just once or twice.
once or twice. I can't do it. I can't.
It amuses me and frustrates me every time they lie to me.
I'm like, stop it.
Or when they don't. Like, I was thinking about the recent fan meet, and they made it weird, man, where they were talking about what time you went to bed or whatever, and then just with a smirk, Earth was like, I didn't get to bed till like 4 the other night, and Mix just freaks out and hits him, and he's like, shut up. And I'm like, why are you hit? Why Mix?
Everybody knows Earth has insomnia, so why is that a weird thing? Except you just made it weird. It's the running around the table. It's running around the table.
Yeah, it is running around the table. Running around the.
How dare they? How dare they?
That part.
Right.
You have to explain the reference, though.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just my favorite PP and Bilkin reference because it's legit. It's real.
It's they're in an interview and talking about sleeping habits. I can't even remember.
Sleeping together.
And then like who falls asleep first, who wakes up first, and then I think Bilkin said when PP wakes up, he's always moving like this. And so then Tap's like, how do you know? And then he's like, well, because we sleep together. And he's like, when did you sleep together? And PP's so quiet, just kind of looking like, oh, what we doing, man?
Phoebe's like, are we going this direction? I didn't think we wanted to take it out.
But then he fixed it. He was like, we shared a room when we did Itse, which had never been confirmed, I don't think, till that point. We had all assumed it. And then he was just like saying it like we knew, which we did kind of. And then he goes, and whenever we travel and when we do that, and he just kept naming places they sleep together.
We sleep together. We sleep together.
And then he just kept saying sleep together. And then you see in the mirror a staff person rise from the back and go, and then you see PP go, ooh. And then he turns to Tap and goes, and then he just lightly taps Bilkin's leg, and Bilkin's like, sleep to what? And then they all jump from their chairs and run around the table.
That's Mix hitting Earth because he does it all the time when he's panicked. Mix hitting Earth is his running around the table. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing. Where others just like look panicked, like others just look like, oh, or they just sit there very normally.
Or they scream over the other one trying to say something, not something different, just like something like on a different side of the conversation. You're just like, I still hear him.
I'm going to say this. I think that's why JoongDunking is such a thing, because they don't freak out.
They don't. They sit there and they just smirk. That's the thing. That is also what makes me ragey. I'm like, oh, we're smirking now?
Yeah, we can't.
Very normal.
Phuwin doing his version of JoongDunking is the reason I rage. Because they're just like,
They have leveled up and changed the game, and we're all just out here like, where's the script? I don't understand. Why are y'all kissing everybody? I watched it early.
Phuwin walked around just kissing everybody that day. I was just like, is this them trying to tone down the dunk thing, or is this just Joong being Joong?
Joong is in the hospital. they are on Alive with O and Boom. And he realizes Dunk is not in his own bedroom.
Oh
And
my
he
God, that was
will
That
not
was so
let it go.
funny.
And Dunk tries to play it off and
That
use
was
the
hilarious.
script. And he's like, no, I'm in my own room. And he goes, show me the room. He shows
When
him
he
the
said
room.
that, I was like,
First of all, the fact that Dunk actually showed him the room, I was
I
like,
know. Then he showed him the room, and I was like, "What the fuck? The man's in the hospital. He can't get to you."
he was like,
He was on a live. He's showing not just one person the room. He's showing everyone the room. I'm
and
like,
then,
Dunk, what are you doing?
yeah. And then Jung is like, that's not your room. He's like, no, I just got that. And he goes, you have white cabinets. Those cabinets are not white. And even Dunk was like, how did you remember that? You could see it on his face. He's like, how did you remember that? And then my response to Dunk's response is, why wouldn't he remember that? What is he doing in your room that he would not have knowledge of your cabinets? And then I remember that the sleepovers were canceled. So that's, I just walked down the path.
Back on. They were together.
I know. It looks like they're back on, but
They had some good behavior, and then they threw that out the window. They were like, "We got it back, guys.
I think someone feels
Privileges
bad.
have been restored."
I think somebody feels bad that Jung was sick and in the hospital, so they're just like, we're gonna give this back to you.
I really like when you can see that someone like cross some sort of line and they're in trouble. Like, this is one of my favorite things because people are like, "Oh no, do these people hate each other?" I'm like, someone fucked up. I don't know how, but this is kind of funny. I you know what? I think I take too much pleasure out of that, actually.
You're learning a little bit about yourself there.
Just a bit. Just a tad. I'm like, ha, suckers.
Also, I'm thinking of random things that just tickle me now. Is when you can see Choo Choo, when Choo Choo can smell James on Nat.
My favorite.
Oh my God, my brain. Because you can tell when Choo Choo can.
Choo Choo smells
Yeah.
James on net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Little claws.
and
favorite.
Choo-Choo's like, the hell's going on? Not again. Is it that one? The one I don't want around?
He's like, you cheated on me again? It's like, you're a cat, sir.
You guys reminded me, and I'm gonna make my a BL ship video about Net and James. But it's gonna be Net, James, and Choo Choo. And my BL opinion, my ship opinion of them is that Choo Choo is the reincarnated love of Net's.
Maybe.
And was reincarnated as Cat. And that is why Choo Choo is just like, James can back the fuck up. Because I'm not having any of this bullshit.
I don't care how many times that video comes across my FYP. The one where James like starts talking or something and they're doing like a live and you just see Choo Choo slowly look into the camera like, what the hell are you doing here? Oh my God. Choo Choo is the most expressive, like scary cat.
Well,
I caught
and
a
now
video
that
and I was
that
like,
second cat is there, you can really tell the difference because the other cat does not care
No.
about anything. It just wants love or to be left alone. Like there's no in between. And then you see him with Choo Choo and I feel like it's Boss Dollar, something like that. He's sitting there holding them both, and Choo Choo is very, very distinctly looking at James or something, and the other one just like, oh. You're just like, oh no,
this is reincarnated love from a past life.
Don't you feel like it has potential to end in like some type of choco milkshake situation?
If it did, someone is getting their ass beaten. Okay, like if this turns into that type of situation,
100%. Yes.
someone's
Watch your back, James.
literally. Could you imagine if like something were to happen? If it were to be a choco milkshake situation, Choo Choo was like, "Sup, Net, I'm here." James would have to like relocate, would have to find a new place and a new career, because I do not see Choo Choo ever allowing.
Didn't we say that James would be the one that had to convince Net that was actually his cat, because he would know by the way he looked at him that it was Choo Choo?
Someone needs to write this now because this would be hilarious if the person who had to convince Net that is actually his cat is James, and James is
Oh,
like,
I'm
"You
sure
don't
there's a
have
fanfic out there somewhere about it.
like I need you to know, there's only one creature in the entire world that has ever looked at me or treated me this way, and it's Choo Choo.
It's your
And as
damn
Choo Choo is
cat.
not here, but this human is, I'm gonna go with this human. It's Choo Choo.
Well, and Choo Choo, I'm sure, has seen some things. I mean,
Oh yeah.
J-
Yeah.
Net's got those cat ears in his closet, and James is the one that told us it was in the closet. So, like, he's seen some things, and
Some
he has
personal vendetta.
he has valid reasons for being angry. I think.
Could
So,
you imagine? You just like imagine Choo Choo's thought process, which is like, you have me. Why are you trying to dress up someone like me? Like that's just a signal.
oh my god,
This cannot be a choco milkshake situation at all.
Oh my god.
At
oh
all.
my god, you went all the way there.
I'm sorry. They did that in Bed Friends, and I realized that was in the book, but I was like,
Net was very into it, as evidenced by him taking the prop home. Like, he was very into it.
oh god, that
Those
means
two-
that means those ears smelled like James. Choo Choo must be furious. I would be livid.
He has to lock that up.
Those two also make me like
Angry.
when
Net
they
and
were
James?
when they were did you see that video of them at dinner with somebody, and whoever it was like, "Are you boyfriends?" And Net goes no, because James's mom won't let him have a boyfriend yet. And then James then goes, "But wait until we're drunk and then ask us again." And I was like,
I remember.
I saw that. Yeah.
No.
and that was recent. That was a recent
That was
No.
recent.
video. And I was like, "Pardon moi? What did you just say? What just came out of your
I
mouth?"
was saying, but
I was struck that came out of James's mouth and not Net's
Yeah.
mouth, because I expect it from Net, because Net's more willing to play with the people. James is less likely to play with the people, and James is the one that said it. I was like,
I think that
okay.
the next fan gifts need to just be like alcohol.
No.
God.
Yes, all of you.
With a note that's like, we have some questions. Drink this.
We have questions. Drink
This is
We
scientific.
don't want a cowboy situation.
The next game they play on a live or something should be a drinking game.
No cowboys.
Yeah, that is rage. I agree. Also,
And
rage.
it is, you're right, it goes back to the whole, that's not a fan service answer. None of that is a fan service answer.
That's not in the script.
Saying that, oh,
They definitely got a different script.
because his mom won't let him have a boyfriend yet, and then saying, oh, ask us when we're drunk, are not like fan service answers.
Do people who are new not remember? I think they don't remember what
They don't.
fan service used to be paint by numbers. It was actually kind of comforting to me because I was like, oh, he's going to look in his eyes and then he'll wipe something from his face. And it was all just very much,
They're going to move a hair strand.
Yeah. You just knew what you were getting into, and it was what it was. And I guess that's why I never got like crazy in my mind, because I was like, to me, it felt very obviously work.
I think when I came in, they were already transitioning away from that a little bit, but it still like had like a recipe of like, you could tell that these were like formulaic kind of reactions / friend reactions. Like you could tell that they were friends and it was a formula. But like now we're drifting way closer to everything's just naturally confusing for the rest of us.
Do you guys remember I came in the Discord and this was when the new crop was coming in, and I asked a question. I was like, did they change the workshops? It was a legitimate question. I was like, did the workshops change? Because this is not the content I'm used to. Are they trying a new approach? Because people started wilding out. They started going live all the time. There were just people hanging out with other people that you've never seen before. And the way they all were interacting was not like what I'm used to at all. And I was like, who's the new media like this is different, but I feel like some of that it's too hard. The it changes from couple to couple and scenario to scenario. So it's like I said, not all of them are great improv actors. That's the other part.
They really aren't.
Well,
I don't
like
know.
if you
There's no
you
way that
like,
somebody's looking at these lives that have been happening in the recent and been like, you know what? These are all such great actors that they're just putting on a show for us.
they do think that still.
No,
Yeah.
you know
And I'm
what I
like,
can't get over?
I was like, that boy turning on his live without a shirt on was not prompted. like that panic was real.
Pond standing outside that glass door, like the fucking crypt keeper, just like, oh, what? That was the other thing is, I don't think people realize like a part of fan service was yes, the answers to the questions and like the way they would interact, but it was also that they would do lives together. And they would do these other things, and you would get a certain amount because it was all around the season of promoting the show. And now there's no shows being promoted. They're just going live. And I'm like, you know, like Gemini's birthday, that was not a
Oh my God.
like a company live thing. That thing was pure chaos. When Newey's going, all right, shut it down. Give me the phone, shut this off. This was not, you know, this is not a fan service situation.
But even Gemini's birthday event, where his mom came with her friends and like the crowd was there, even that is like, it's obvious that it's not fan service because Fourth came in to give him the cake and then Fourth was like, I'm a bounce now. And Gemini was like genuinely panicked and was like, no, where are you going? You can't leave. And he like held onto his shirt and Fourth was like, this is not in the script. You can just see it on Fourth's face, like, this is not how this works. And Gemini was like, no, don't, I want you to stay here. And then Fourth like could tell and like he coaxed him and then he left. But then he still went out and he jumped on his manager's shoulders and through the glass was like, I love you. And that, while that had fan service in it, it was still Gemini could not adapt to this, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, it's just like, it's much more natural now. And we've also had how many actors say that like fan service is not really being done now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think people are paying attention to that. Like I said, there's this a segment that is just so stuck in how things were that they have missed the boat. They missed this shift that's been happening. They haven't been paying attention because they just
Now I wonder if the people that aren't catching on that the fan service kind of world has changed into more of like natural reactions. I wonder if that's why they don't rage the way we do when cute shit starts happening.
there's still people. I mean, you have friends, Shannon, who are just like think all of this.
Shannon's like, I
You
have
know who
friends.
I'm talking about. If she's watching, she's like, "Yep." Never mind.
Oh, I know what we're talking about.
More
Yep.
buddies.
Yep. Wine.
You know what I'm talking about. You know, it's okay. It's sweet that you don't know who I'm talking about. She's lovely. I'm just like, she thinks it's all fake. She thought she upset me once.
Oh, yep. Oh, yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I think I know.
Yep.
But she doesn't
Do I
think any
know?
of it's. No, I don't know that you know. I don't
Okay.
know that you know.
I once had to.
We
I
can
was,
tell you later if
I
we
was
don't know.
talking to. I forget who. And then I was telling them I had realized that I seem to be this like central person where like people will message me. Oh, someone had messaged me and been like, hey, is this creator your friend? Because they were worried about this person because they'd made a video with a strong opinion and they thought a fandom would come after this person. And I was like, yeah, I'll give them a heads up. But I was like, I'm sure they're prepared for it, but I'll let them know. And then I was talking to the one creator and I was like, yeah, I realized that I get like messages from people who are like, do you know this person? Can you tell them this? Do you know this person? Can you say this? And I was like, and then it hit me that I do know those people. People are always like, oh, do you talk to this person? I'm like, yeah.
Versus me and Kelly find new people and we put it in our just like, where'd these new people come from? And Jen's like, oh, I've seen them. I was like, We figured. That's why we asked you.
But
Talk to
recently, you guys were like, these individuals. I was like, I got no clue who those people are.
Oh yeah.
And then
I
we
was
send
very
them
weird.
pictures of
Where I know a lot of what's happening in, I guess, like the fandom world, the world of BL, and then as soon as it comes down to like the world of creators, I don't know what's happening. I really don't no.
Yeah.
I'm not very tapped into that.
I don't pay attention to creators as much. I want to, but then I'm like, I barely have time to keep track of myself, let alone other people.
Well, more and more people are choosing to try to be creators every day. And it's interesting to see how that's going and how that's blossoming or not blossoming in some cases. And it's interesting to see who gets followed very quickly and who doesn't. But yeah, I'm seeing it happen more and more every day. And so that is bringing in a lot of different opinions. Not all of which I agree with, but not everybody has to agree, and that's A-okay. But I do request respect remain for everybody's.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about here. This is when I say, like, when I am like not, I just like chat with people on like on a level where I love talking to people.
Yeah,
love chatting with people.
Very good at it.
And if people like message me, I read every message that gets sent to me. An insane amount of messages get sent to me, by the way. And I get very excited about this stuff. And I do get really excited when there's like new creators and people are like making stuff. And I'm like, yes, finally. But I have like, but outside of this, I have no idea what like dynamics are there or what stuff is happening or anything.
Yeah, it's
and you don't need to know it because we don't. Yeah, I sometimes I would rather not know.
Impact me at all. Like
yeah.
No.
It doesn't impact me. And I think part of that's because I'm not trying to grow.
You're the secret lurker.
I'm just here. I just do what I do when I do and I do it. And that's it. So.
You do what you do and you do what you do.
Yeah.
Shannon's going to be listening to this again, trying to figure out how I just said what I said.
It's going to be stuck in my head now. It's going to be like one of my things. So I just like, you just do, you do, and you do, and you do. Wait, what'd you say?
Oh my God. She's already trying to figure it out. She's already trying to figure it out.
Can you rewind?
No, that's not how technology works.
Well, it should.
When we post it, you can listen to it.
You can listen to
it as you want. People to the moon. You'd think we'd be able to fucking rewind this. Come on, guys.
It's live. Why would you want to rewind
live? We don't have current playback skills.
No, we're recording.
By the way, the only reason I bring up the more people are choosing to be creators thing, it's not a bad thing. I just think that it also is something that means we have to be mindful of the conversations that we have and bring up and what we bring into the fandom and the community. This is a reminder not just for like other people, but for me as well. I mean, it's like a good reminder for all of us. Like, we need to be mindful of the energy that we're bringing into the community and the things we bring as issues. And this is also just my regular reminder of, we are a guest in a culture. A lot of us are a guest in a culture that is not our own, and to be respectful of that. And then, of course, just because I want to say it, because this is essentially a live platform kind of thing. Never be a company stan. That has nothing to do with, well, it does sort of have to do with being content creators. Don't be a company stan. Support the actors. Don't support the companies. Just
I think it's because when I first started making, I've never been in a fandom. Well, because I mean, but like my age, like all this kind of stuff was like after, like when people were like getting online and doing it, I didn't get into for a lot of reasons to get into those spaces. And so when I first started making videos, it's the weirdest experience I've ever had in my life. And then because people were putting a lot of weight on the things I was saying, and I was like, I am a random person. Like, I'm sharing my opinion because I enjoy chatting. I really like talking about stuff. And I like talking to people. But all of a sudden, it was the weirdest experience of my life where people would be like, I would say something, and then I would see what I was saying pop up in other areas. And then And then literally, so I'll give an example. I did the video where I was explaining that like GMMTV will phase out ships, right? And it doesn't mean like anything bad is happening. It's just like a move the company does because they're not really going to be promoting the ship. They don't really have more work, and they've done it to multiple ships. And I said it, and I was like, "There's nothing like wrong between these two people. This is just something that happens this way." Months later, okay, not even months later, like a month later, I had people coming on to other videos that I would make, and they'd be like, "It's fine. They're just phasing out this shit because of this." And I was like, "I know." That was my video. No, it was the wildest experience where I was like, "Is shit I'm saying like coming back around?" And it's not the first time that's happened. And then it was it's just a weird experience because I'm like, I'm just like, I'm a random person.
Yeah.
I have opinion just like everyone else, and I just kind of like say this stuff. But then to like literally see it start popping up in these places, and then I'm like reading almost like a direct quote of something I said in a video, and I'm like, this is fucking freaky.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Well,
ugh.
because there's a level of responsibility that comes with what we're doing at this point. Like, there's a level of responsibility that comes with having live access and having followers. Like, it was the weirdest experience ever to all of a sudden have people tagging me in videos to be like, Sarah, you need to see this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you tagging me? Or having people be like, oh, you're so fun. And I'm like, I'm fun? Is that what is happening here? Like, it's weird, but it's also like those are reminders of like, what energy do I want to be bringing into this hobby? Because it is a hobby. What energy do I want to be bringing into this? What energy do I want to be bringing into the community? Because clearly I do have an impact. Like, whether or not Dunk's fucking Shrek video or Earth or Mix's fucking phone background has anything to do with me or not, I do have an impact on the like 1900 people that follow me. Like, I have a responsibility to them to not say such wild shit that it's like heinous and could hurt people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, this is just something I've been thinking about a lot lately.
I
I
think
think
it
about
would
it when I do my reviews because I'm naturally like a devil's advocate kind of person where I like looking at both sides, and so I tend to do that when I do my reviews. Like, this might not be for me, but it has these good points because somebody will like those points enough that the other parts won't care. But when I was building my reviews and I realized that people were actually starting to watch my reviews, I had to figure out how to build them in a way that allowed me not to sugarcoat everything so that people can feel like they can watch it and it'd be okay, but at the same time, me not sugarcoat everything in a way that I'm not pretending like I like something just because I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. And that was the hardest part to figure out, was how to appropriately say, because I feel like when I watch other people's reviews, if they don't like something, they just shit on it, which is fine because that's who they are. But I want other people to feel like they can like something without like judgment from me.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
I don't care if you think my least favorite show is your favorite show.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you think it's your favorite show. But I had significant issues, and I'm going to tell you what the issues are. But I don't, if you feel like that you like it or that those issues aren't issues for you, I want you to still like it.
Yeah.
Like, I want the actors to get the support that they need. And most of the time I support the actors. I just didn't like the show.
Yeah.
I was like, but I want that encompassed. And it's really hard to do that in 3 minutes and tell them what the dang show is about.
Yes.
Mhm.
But you do a really good job at it. You do a really good job of being like, this is my opinion. You're welcome to like it or have a different opinion. You always say things like that. You're like, this is just me. It doesn't have to be you. You're really, really good at that.
I'm gonna start coming in your comment section from now on and being like, pick a side.
I don't have to. You know my
Say it with
side
your
is
chest.
Courtney Fruitcake.
Do you see what I put up with? Do you see what I put up with? How dare
You always
you?
make me sound so mean.
I was like thinking about this because I have had I've had a few things get away from me before, because I do not normally expect things to like take off the way they take off. And then I get very nervous. I always get really nervous because I'm like, ah, man, people are sharing this a lot. I just get so
Or
scared.
Shannon.
It's get so nervous about this stuff. And then Sarah told me that you can look at the analytics for specific videos. I don't know if anyone. I'm going to let you all in on a secret. I don't actually look at analytics, so like, I just don't remember to. And then also, it's not that exciting because if you were to check it daily, it's like the same.
Yeah. But let's be clear.
But
you drop videos and then you forget that you've made them. You drop videos and you walk away and you forget that you've made them. So there's no reason for you to check the analytics because you've forgotten that it existed.
I want to
until you're like, wait, didn't I say that? Or you say it again because it's like, yeah, you told us that already. And you're like, oh, right.
I would like to argue with this, but I just recently found a video I forgot I made when I was looking at all of the analytics on my videos. And that was the video where like Bangkok popped up as one of the major cities that it was seen in.
My favorite thing to do is to send you your own videos to remind you of things that have been said.
Every so often I'll go through and I'll see one of my previous videos and I go, oh, that's why that fandom hates me.
Oh, Shannon.
But I'm very, I don't know, I'm very sarcastic. I don't think people realize this. I try to make it clear when I'm being like incredibly serious, and unless it's like a super serious topic, I'm just having fun. People didn't realize that. People also with my like Room for Jesus series that I did with Mew and Toll, there were some people who did not appreciate the amount of times I said bro.
You said it as much times as they did.
I know. It was fantastic. And so that was just like those moments where I think I'm just going to start putting sarcasm sticker on a lot of my videos. I'll just be like,
you should do that on like, what's that cover page or whatever? It should just be sarcasm.
That should be the title. Sarcasm. Yeah, because like when I did the video, okay, but now I'm kind of worried because I'm realizing that Bank kind of like watches everything about him.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, terrified because I have
know that because of Heatherly. That's how you know because he stays on her stuff.
I love that man, but he scares me every single time it happens.
I have stitched some of his videos, and I may have stitched I use the word bullshit a lot. Rage. So anyways, I stitched one of his videos where it was like, and I'll never like fall in love unless it's like, that cute song is like da, 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 da. Yeah. Until I found her, he did that video with Moss, and then Moss like walks up next to him on the beach, and I just went, what bullshit is this? This video, I was like, is this the bullshit? And I was like, it is. But now I know he watches the shit, and I feel bad because I have said this before. I don't think I translate very well.
Yeah.
Like, that's not
you said that. No, we said that. You had to learn that. You didn't think that was a fact. And we had talked about this on the podcast already, so I'm not going to repeat the story again.
I wonder if when people like warn people about me, if this is one of the things when they're like, don't watch her because she just like.
I mean, you had a whole warning page in the Zonzon world, so I'm going to guess somewhere on that it was included.
That was because they thought that I secretly hated Nunu and was in love with Z, and that I wanted.
I knew the first part. I didn't know the love Z part.
Yeah, they thought I had this massive crush on Z.
With that,
they thought I was like.
You. There's a little bit of an issue there. Do they really not understand that you don't want that?
No, not at all.
No, I mean, everybody is convinced she's a straight female.
Very.
They're really, really leaning on what?
They have for a very long time, Sarah. I know you look very shocked, but everybody thinks that she's a straight
on your channel.
One.
So
I'm honestly more shocked and still stuck on the whole you have a crush on Z thing That's
I was the
what
one
I'm
that was
surprised
like
by.
losing it.
You don't talk a ton about how you're not a straight woman, so it's not surprising that they maybe don't catch on to that part. But the part about you having a crush on Z is where I'm like, excuse me?
Oh, you can't tell based upon all of the amazing amount of videos I've made of him like shirtless where I was like drooling over him. You couldn't tell?
It's so weird. It is
I can't. I
it
can't.
is it's showing me how people can create a story in their minds of what a thing is, and you can't tell them otherwise.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've really even made a video about any of these men that has been like
No.
humana, I can't. No. And
The
so
closest
No.
one is Earth, and even that was just to prove that Aoff thought he was hot.
Yeah.
literally. And so and I have told friends that I'm like worried about when like more GLs are coming out because I'm like, man, I am going to become a person that I don't think everyone has like seen.
I mean, we already
Because I've
tag you
only
on your
been
crush
talking
all the
about
time.
GLs. And the one fucking time I learned my fucking lesson. Ow, I hit my nose. Where I made some stories where I was watching. I'm not even gonna name it because this is gonna stick around. I made some stories and where I was like, oh my gosh, like I have a crush on this woman. Like, holy
It's the
cow.
mom from MSP. I'll name it for her.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows. You already get tagged in everything she
Yeah.
drops. Of
Everyone
course,
didn't
everybody
know.
knows.
Like some people remembered, guys. The tagging me in her tweets, in her TikTok videos, in her Instagram, and more. And I was like, and like literally the videos I was making. That is like I think the most I have ever been. Just like holy cow. Never again. You'll never know ever.
Yeah, we will, because you'll forget you promised not to tell us, and then you'll tell us, and we'll know.
Well, the problem is while she's watching, she's like, "Wow, this woman," and then she just keeps talking about the woman, and then she'll go like, and like try and shut herself. I was like, "Well, now we know which one it is, so
There it
Yes.
is.
stick with that one."
I am going to be on top of this. I'm going to make another account. I'm going to make a complete, and I won't use my face, and it will be for GL. And I'm going to say all the crazy things I want to say, and no one will know it's me.
Everyone will know it's you.
Everyone will know, but okay.
I'm trying to think. Did they think you had a? I'm stuck on the Z thing. Did they think you had a crush on Z when you did the?
The fan sign or the fan meet?
Yes. Okay, so the fan call. So yes, so the reason I got death threats around that fan call was because I had made a video where I was like, one, there had been like this whole thing leading up to it where I didn't say they were dating because they had not said they were dating. But then I had done my thing where I'm like, I don't think we need to know a label to know that this is like an important, close, intimate relationship. Like, I don't think we need to know the exact label to know that information. I may also be made of sarcasm. So I may have been having a lot of fun with their rage. So anyways, they might have like gotten these ideas. And I had said that I really liked Z and Saint. Because I did. I liked Why Are You? And I really liked that ship. And so Nunu came in, they were like, you hate Nunu. And I was like, no, I don't. Oh, and then Nunu's birthday had happened. So there was that whole thing. So anyways, they had this whole thing. And I don't know where they got me having a crush on Z from. But when it came to that fan call, I made a video and I was like, I don't know what to say to Z. And people had already known the Zonzons had like this issue with me. And so in the comments, people were joking. They were like, tell him you really like his friendship with Nunu. So I joked, I'd be like, that's hilarious if I did that. So anyways, that got put on Twitter and people were like, she's going to hate crime him. And I was like, first off, it's not a hate crime. Like, we need to like firmly understand what some of this means. So anyways, that's why I got death threats. Because I was going to say, well, no, I didn't even say I was going to say this. We had joked that I should say, oh, I really like your friendship with Nunu. We didn't even talk about Nunu on that call.
No, you were cursing and freaking out the whole time.
Listen,
that's all that call.
I didn't need. We need to mention that. I sounded really cool.
If you're going to bring up the call, we're going to bring up the call.
It was an accident. The man popped out of nowhere. Okay, I was on edge.
You had like 10 cups of coffee that day before he even got on the call.
I was so nervous. But
He
I
was
don't
amused.
know.
It's fine. It
they
was fine.
really-
He was happy.
They really thought that I was like, I think some still do think that I have like a thing for Z.
That's weird.
Yeah, sorry guys, I don't. Sorry Z. You're gonna have to miss out on this. It's not for you.
Oh my god. It's too good. Yeah, that is something I find interesting is like people think that if I'm hyper focused on these people that I have crushes on them, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't know how to tell you that I have zero feelings in that way towards Earth or Mix.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I adore them. I identify with them, and they're two humans that I want to support and like love from a distance.
Mhm.
But there's nothing else there.
Usually when I'm into something, I'm into them together. I don't want any parts of it. I'm not trying to get in
That
there.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm
And
enjoying
also-
watching
I can
them.
So-
objectively think someone is gorgeous and
Yeah.
love to look at
Yes.
them and think that they're beautiful and have no inkling of anything towards
Yes.
them.
Like I think man is beautiful. I think man is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So I enjoy looking at man. I'm a human being.
Boom from Chains of Heart. Boom
Yep.
from Chains of Heart.
Yeah.
Stop it. But like again, like okay, but it's funny that you said the like you're not trying to get in there between like with them or whatever, and it just makes me think of the like where is there room between Earth and Mix for anybody to get in?
No, there's
I thought we
Where-
established
where
this.
is-
There's no
room.
place for a third for some
Where's
of these.
where is there room between PP and Bilkin for you, Kelly? Like or anyone? There's
Well,
no
according to
never.
some of them,
Jesus.
I'm afraid of both of them.
Yeah. Like where is there room for somebody else between Joong and Dunk? Like I can
Could
go
you
through-
imagine? Could you imagine like if let's say I had a crush on Z? Could you imagine what was that? What am I going to do? Try and slide into this man's DMs? In what world would that even like?
I
be
think some of them
a thing?
do.
I think they
I
do
think
though.
some of them do.
Oh my god,
I
are
think-
people sliding into people's DMs?
Some of them.
Okay, first of all, hold, wait, pause.
Except
Miss, I talk to everybody in the
Oh,
DMs
that's
at the
right.
most
You
random
know.
times.
No,
You cannot
listen,
be like, you mean people try to slide in? You do. You just don't do it sexually.
I say things like I kill plants when I try and garden, okay? Or I am on pain meds and I tell Neo that he's my favorite. It's stuff like that.
no.
Or I
My
tell them I'm a
favorite,
lesbian.
my favorite
You gotta
DM
have
of yours.
That too.
My favorite DM of yours to any actor is when Earth dropped a shirtless person and you DM'd him and he said, now I understand why people are attracted to men.
That's right.
Oh god. That's so
I
good.
was so afraid that one day he might read those messages
So
because when you read the messages in order, they're very unhinged.
So good. The best part is that Earth would probably find that hilarious. It's hilarious.
I'm just saying, people do slide in. You also slide in. You just don't do it sexually versus other people are probably more on the sexual side of the sliding.
You're
You
trying to make
probably-
friends.
Gross DMs they get.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
on the regular. So of course they if you're willing to do that, then you believe everybody else is too.
Do you know whose DMs I never slide into? The women.
Because you
There
I
is a
like them.
safety zone in only talking about men because I'm like,
guys froze. Did you guys freeze?
I froze.
You froze.
Oh, that might be my
I was doing just fine.
okay. You froze for me.
I froze too.
Yeah, both Sarah and Kelly froze. but
Yeah, same.
Shannon.
Same.
and
I'll
I
cut
won't.
that. Cut that.
Cut it right here. This is Chloe when you see this. Where's the camera? Okay, anyways.
Where's the camera? What do you Rage. We're supposed to be raging. What are we raging
This is
about?
definitely not a rage one.
No.
I feel like every time we're like, I'm so excited to talk about this, and then we get on here and we're like, wow, you know what we really wanted to talk about today? Something completely different.
How about next time we are in a rage collectively? We're just, if we have the time, we'll hop right on and do something like this.
Yeah, because we were raging earlier.
I
Why?
sent
Earlier.
some yelly,
Oh, it was because
messages.
yeah.
I did send a very angry
Honestly,
message
I think
about
we just
Gemini
need to
looking
one of these
lovingly
days
at Fourth.
reenact our messages back and forth to each other. Just let all the rage voice ones go through. Just
You know
like
what? But I
that.
can't do that because the last time I called an actor a son of a bitch in a video, people got mad at me. I meant it in a nice way. It was Z.
You know,
That's
and
why
you
the
wonder
Zonzons.
any of the things that happen to you.
Oh, that's why the Zonzons are Zonzoning.
What
I
are
think
you putting into your? Put it down.
I think I was raging. Oh, I was raging over all the Bilkin fan sign because it was his freaking hand in that book.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. No.
Yeah,
His fucking hands.
it was it was just shenanigans back to back to back because it was like an easy day, and then we had the day before the fan sign or whatever, he did the event and he was like, oh, I forgot what he said at the event, but then they end up going to dinner and he's like at dinner near the hotel or whatever, and all that stuff goes down, and then he does the fan sign and he shows up in PP's car, and then it's the hand in the book, and then PP's dropping black and white pictures, and he does the one with 7 with Jungkook, and all of those things were happening back to back to back. And that is what sent me into a like, y'all need to, they used to not do anything. They used to just be sitting and act like they didn't know each other, standing next to each other on stage. And now they're just ridiculous. And I don't understand what happened.
Now they fill us with rage.
Yes.
How dare
But
they?
it's a very muted rage
like-
right now.
Loving rage.
Loving rage.
It's a loving rage.
Yeah. It's cute aggression is what it actually is. In a very angry tone. I think we need to redo the rage portion of this and have pictures or videos.
Yeah.
Because that will make everybody understand the rage.
Yeah.
If I am in my house and I can like yell, I can do more rage.
Yeah.
But I had to be muted rage, and that's
I'm
okay.
sure we'll have to do more raging anyway. This isn't going to go away. It seems to be here to stay.
Yes.
And that was not intended to rhyme.
Rage. Fucking rage, people. What do you mean, Earth? Oh, is that how you picture it? What did he even say? Oh yeah, is that what we're doing? We're picking our facial cleanser stuff and how we pick the one we love.
He
Screw
really
it.
did.
I'm
He
done.
really did say that.
So
How dare he?
should we?
Rage.
So should we do some type of like outro?
Sarah.
Oh,
you-
we don't
you-
normally, Sarah, but we
Okay.
could.
Normally just like peace out. Bye.
We did
Just
it.
checking.
I'm gonna have to.
What?
Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've got a lot of energy. I think the caffeine is really like packing in now, and the only thing keeping me slightly calm is that I found these really empty plate. That's why they smell amazing. They're scented.
She got there.
Yeah. Banana. Who in the right mind scented Play-Doh as banana?
Okay.
This one's
I'm kidding.
fantastic, by the way.
I don't know. Okay, outro. Yeah, I'm pumped. That's why I'm like.
I was like, she's about to
I'll
crash.
just say, thank you for having me on. I
You're
appreciate
so
it.
welcome.
I would be happy to join you again if you want me to. I enjoy listening to your podcast. It is fun. Thank you for letting me join.
Yay.
We're glad you're here.
Oh, Shannon.
Oh my
We
God.
should make people sign waivers.
For
Nope. Nope. Because people don't do that.
A waiver that I'm gonna start making people sign waivers, and it's gonna be like you are not allowed to mention certain things.
Can I have you
Which
sign a waiver?
things are we not allowed to mention? Did I mention them? Oh God.
Oh,
No,
I don't remember. I'll find out later when I listen again.
you didn't.
Okay. There it is.
I can't even follow.
Okay,
All right,
Kelly,
let's see.
stop recording.
Hi, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody.
Bye, guys.
Yes,
Said
Shannon.
we're not doing an outro, so yes, we're
You
just saying
missed
bye.
this whole conversation.
Whole
Oh
thing.
my God. And
Bye,
that's
buddy.
how that ends. Okay, stop recording.